Okay. Of course, I put keys in one place that's actually a bit broken right now. And yeah, okay. I'm getting the other keys out. And yes, the error messages are control check brake lights and parking light doesn't work. So in this case it wasn't controller, it was control brake light, as in check. The other is malfunction of parking light, and this was something that just started, like, just as I arrived here, basically, in this town. So some of it is just electrical, probably. Especially when the police was in the vicinity, because people parked in places they shouldn't. At least I did add the window cleaning fluids. Yeah, a bit better now. One less error message, although one more serious one, and one less one that's not very dangerous. Now whenever I hit the brakes it resets, so basically I constantly get new errors. because people don't see that I'm braking, so which is like a big problem. This is a bit dangerous, but okay. No braking unless strictly necessary. Because people like to they hope that well, if they see brake lights they brake, but if they don't see ones they don't check. And don't get me wrong, I don't fault them for it. That's something that's normal, but you do have to be careful of others on the road, and don't assume. The rules for the road is that you have to assume minimal competence, but not good competence. And you cannot assume lack of mistakes, like there won't be any mistakes. I think one of my brake lights is working, so this is less of an issue, but yeah. I don't know why a lady that was driving behind me previously, when I was very quiet because I had to be focused, because I had to use emergency lights as as additional information. Like, she was driving, like she was braking frantically just before impacting me 3 times in a row. So probably both lights, because I am reasonably sure that it's dark enough that I can see the central light lighting up, but I don't see I don't know if I would be able to see the side lights, the side brake lights light up. Apologies if the drive is a bit dull. It's like that for me as well. Just behind me, right behind me, because if it looks like I'm driving a bit fast, that's because I want to keep distance from the cars behind me. Just in case they don't notice me braking. this roundabout that I was talking about, that was like a trick roundabout with right of way that was completely the opposite. And the worst bit, it was that it was quite small. Like, I won't say tiny, because there are some roundabouts that are so tiny that front wheel drive cars have problems driving through them, because the radius of curvature is such that it's smaller than the cars can, like make a full circle. So there are some there are idiotic choices on the road, like everywhere. It's not just in the United States or in other countries. Like every country has that. But that one was small. It had big islands inside that was full of greenery, and they made an artificial hill on it, so the visibility was much lower. It was like typical, you're building just to make it look nice in a small area that doesn't have a lot of traffic, and we are reversing the rules because no one knows why. We had very American teachers back then that were trying to convince us that it's better for throughput, but no. It's better for throughput if there is main road and like one or two side roads. Then it's better for throughput for main road. It's much worse for side roads. The roundabout is specifically usually built to handle asymmetric loads, or to slow down the traffic a bit if there is like very long stretch of straight road that people might try to race on or something. But it's generally, depending how it's built, of course, it should have equal levels of throughput in all directions. And this one was inverse. If it wasn't in such a place where nothing was, it would have zero throughput for everyone, or very asymmetric throughput, because you could drive on it with ease, but once you were on it, you had to stop tons. So it is like super weird, like all those. Okay, I'll pause. I'll stop now. Okay. Well, both lights in front. That's at least something that I haven't seen in a while. Perform a basic check, because sadly I'm alone, so let's use another car. This is like an abandoned car, but okay, what lights do I have? I I don't have a parking light. I have one. I have center and right braking light. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's not a tragedy, but Jesus Christ, okay. So at least we are down to 3 errors from 5. Although one of the 5 errors was lack of windshield fluid, something cleaner. And now I'm driving to the area that has those emergency lights deployed, and I have no idea how long I will have to wait. If something, I might, just either pause or increase the speed of waiting like tenfold, because yeah. Or we will get super lucky and it will actually be green at this moment. Oh my. They don't have the lights right now. Probably because there aren't any crews here right now. So it wouldn't make sense. The problem is that when I previously drove it like at least twice, there were also no crews, but there were lights here, so yeah. Okay. That guy behind us took a shortcut, the one that's closed. The normal road that's closed. Okay, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. comes to politics, I heard that Department of Defense, also known as Department of something else, that talks about war fighters, because that's fantastic term for soldiers, people who fight wars for us. I guess it's sort of honest, but it's also because it sounds balanced that they use it. Yeah, they're trying to force Anthropic to delete the safeties on their AI that they promise they won't use in any illegal ways. But they are the judges of what's legal and illegal. At least until the court corrects them, and the Supreme Court, as we saw in the last decision, like the big one about tariffs, tries to be very hands-off. Like, yeah, they struck down tariffs, but they said only under this law. So now Trump can use the another law and say, yeah, we can, this is completely legit, and like install tariffs for a year. And the court will strike it down again. And like, so I wonder what they will do here. Especially since you're in a AI business is like eternity, so Anthropic might be out of business. But it's not like they are good company exactly. They are a very, very weird company, and they do play part in surveillance with Palantir and stuff like this. So I wouldn't say they are heroes, but they are slightly better currently than some others. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, last two stretches. Or three. No, because I have to go to the... Oh my god, I have to go shopping. This is pain. Yeah, okay. Try, but I don't promise results of shopping. I'm so tired now. Yay, we can drive out. Yay. Yeah, by all means, if I were doing a vertical video, I could put the lens higher and I could adjust the tilt, but when it's in the horizontal version, it's not adjustable. prescription next week. We will see. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, now it's in focus. Jesus Christ. This was super odd. Okay. Yeah, our government put such restrictions around use of some drugs. In my brother's case, they are life-saving drugs. That it's impossible to get them, 2 or 3 days before we get prescription. Because that might, be a gigantic fine or prison time. And for your information, the time for ambulance to arrive in our house is about 40 minutes, assuming they start immediately the moment we call. Yeah. And because there are no neurosurgeons in Poland that are certified in doing the operations that are required in case of my brother, who still has an equipment in his head from 1986 that was added after the one from 1977 stopped working. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay. They have super cheap beer here because it had a very short date and it's currently expired the day after it expired. It will be fine. It's like 7% strong beer. It actually wasn't bad. I bought 4 previously. It wasn't bad. Not like great, but when you hear 7%, you expect, and super cheap, you expect like horrible. And it was okay. I grew up on such very strong beers, so 7% isn't like high for me. But for example, Czech beers, no, rarely. I don't even know if there is one that has 7% unless it has also insane extract power. So if it has like a lot, it would probably be dark and extremely bitter beer that would have this kind of power, because it's not feasible otherwise, because to get 7% in normal process processes, that's difficult. Temperature is falling down. It was 11 degrees when I left the Myślenice. It's 6 degrees now, Celsius. We will see. Like 2-3 hours, it might be close to freezing. Trying to buy a bank of energy for the house and get tax breaks and stuff like this, but well, we'll see. Difficult part. Well, at least this time I have rear mirror and backlight, so it's easier. In the other car I don't have like the reverse gear light, so I'm driving to the back without lights and it's dark and yeah, extremely dangerous. Okay. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Subscribe, like, comment, do all this other stuff. Bye.